Okay. I think I'm live. Let me know if you guys can hear me or if you can't hear me. Two minutes late. I apologize. I had to get my coffee. How's it going, everybody? Let's do a chill stream today. I've had a long work week, so I'm pretty tired, but we'll have some fun. You guys can tell me what you want to see me do. Do a couple games, a little bit of drawing. Suggested I do a Roblox event. I've never played Roblox. But how was everybody's week? I see a bunch of people in stream. Exotic, Youngblood, Square Up Tune, Pyro, Sphinxin, Godzilla, Conrad, Nona Nelson, Michigan's Naval Artist. Draw the fictional nation Saradia from Godzilla. What is Saradia? Saradia. Saradia is a fictional desert country in the Middle East. It appears in Godzilla vs. Bionteh. Bionteh? What is Bionteh? What monster is that? Am I a mod on the subreddit? I'm not. I was for a brief period of time in like 2014. But almost everybody else who works on this channel is a mod on the subreddit. So if you're in comics, your submission, comics are getting rejected, go cry to them, not me, because there's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, I can review some comics. Cross Death. Let me pull this up. Whoops. Okay. This is called Cross Death. By... who did this? Oh. 7 accounts banned. Is that No Name? Yeah. Okay, let's take a look. I announced Cross Death, so I will dissolving you. No, please, no. 3 minutes later. Yay, I finally killed National Assembly. Wait, if I announce Cross Death, I will not be a president anymore, and people will have hated me. Why life sucks. Fellow Ecuadorians, thanks for voting of me. Daniel Nobuo. Alright, you're gonna have to explain this to me. I don't follow Ecuadorian politics. So what's going on here? So this is Ecuador, and this is what, the flag of the National Assembly in Ecuador? Which is presumably the lower house of the legislature. Wouldn't normally draw it as a ball, but this is not like a real Polandball comic, so we'll let it slide. The National Assembly is the unicameral legislature of Ecuador. It replaced the National Congress in 2009. Oh, okay, so it's unicameral, so there is no upper house. It replaced the National Congress in 2009 following reforms in the 2008 Constitution. Do Infinite Craft? We can do some Infinite Craft. Do a little bit of everything. Trying to branch out different things with the stream, you know, not just like profile picture drawings or comic reviews and stuff like that. Nona Nelson, you made a comic for the past few days. You're not sure if you want to submit it for approval. If you want, you can post it in Discord, and I can take a look at it and let you know whether or not they would reject it. She had Minecraft. I played Minecraft. I haven't played Minecraft in a very, very long time, though. Jacob, can I show your art? Yeah, of course. Canadians. Let's take a look. Canadians. This is good. Your art's good. Your art's been getting a lot better over the past couple weeks. Keep at it. Marble, can I review your profile picture? Absolutely. I like it. I like how you did the clouds in the sky. Marble Sphere made this as his new profile picture. I love how you did the sky, like I said. This is a very clean ball as well. This is very well done. Good job. Minecraft came out with a new update. Maybe you could do an event or something there. You feel like the Polandball should have more video game streams? We should. I streamed Counter-Strike once, though, and I guess people weren't really into it. Not many people watched it. Cross-death. Cross-death is when the president announces cross-death. He dissolves the National Assembly and calls for elections. He's not president anymore, like the case of Guillermo Lasso. Okay. So it's kind of like a lot of systems have a similar kind of process. The one I'm most familiar with is France. And we can talk about the news a little bit. So there were European elections earlier this week, or over the weekend for the European Parliament. So voters from all 27 member states of the European Union went and voted in elections for the European Parliament, right? So each country gets a certain number of seats in the Parliament. Germany gets the most because they're the biggest country, and the smallest ones are like Malta and Luxembourg and whatnot, right? So they get fewer seats. And then their national parties have like a European sort of affiliate party. And the theme of this election was that the far right made some gains. Not really, like it's the media it's been overblown in the media because, again, the media sells sensationalism. They sell outrage and anger. The media doesn't sell you fact. You know, sometimes fact sells, but they're going to make you, they want you to watch TV or, you know, click on their website or whatever. They want to keep you engaged so that your eyes see more ads, right? That's how they make their money. So the media isn't going to report on something that's totally fine and is boring and, you know, no one's going to pay attention to it because they're not going to make money off of that, right? So a good piece of media literacy for everybody to understand is that for-profit media is a business just like everything else. Their interest, first and foremost, is making money, not telling you the truth. Sometimes the truth is profitable, sometimes it's not. Here in Sweden, your far-right party actually got less votes for once, which is good in your opinion. Yes, the Sweden Democrats are a far-right party in Sweden that over the past 10 years, 15 years, have sort of been gaining ground. But yeah, there's a lot of far-right parties in Europe are not like brand new, of course, right? But the theme of this past election was that the French and the German far-right parties did very well. Whereas far-right parties elsewhere in Europe did not necessarily do that much better. So again, this goes back to the media sort of blowing these things out of proportion. Calling this like a far-right wave is ridiculous because the makeup of the European Parliament is basically the same as it was previously. But long-winded way of coming back around to France. In France, France has a presidential system of government, and Macron decided to call snap elections. He dissolved the parliament, the French parliament, almost immediately after the results came in from the European elections, because the far-right party in France is called Le Front National. It's a very nationalistic party, very xenophobic, pretty racist, very Eurosceptic. And they did very well. They got something like 30% of the total vote in European elections. Macron decided it's within his power as president to dissolve the parliament and call for snap elections, which I think have to happen by the end of this month. When that happens, he's gambling that the far-right party is going to win, and that when they do win, they're going to be forced to help govern. And the next presidential election is in 2027 in France. So that gives about 3 years for the French electorate to see what the far right is actually like when they're in governance, right? It's a gamble. He's gambling that the French electorate will not actually like the far right in governance. So assuming that the French far right wins the national elections at the end of this month, the prime minister will be the French prime minister will be from the the far right party, and Macron will basically relinquish power on domestic issues. He'll still be in control of foreign policy, like defense policy and stuff like that. But on domestic issues, the French president, if he's from a different party from the prime minister, he basically cedes all power on domestic issues. It's a term called cohabitation. It's a very interesting quirk of the French system. So, No Name, your comment reminded me of that. I don't know if you guys found that interesting, but I think the French system of government is very interesting. I wouldn't want another country to look like it, though. I think the French system leaves a lot to be desired, but I think in many ways it's better than a lot of other countries. All right, let's first take a look at some videos we put out. We are on the cusp of hitting 9,000 subscribers. We've been growing like gangbusters. If you guys remember, in late May, we had like 6,900 subscribers. We're on the cusp of hitting 9,000. We'll probably hit 9,000 either tonight or tomorrow. So I want to show some of the shorts that we've been putting out, because Aaron and I have been putting in a ton of work, and we're glad that some of these are sort of getting picked up by the algorithm. Remember back when PBO had 4K subs? I remember when it had under 1,000. I joined like 3 days after they launched the channel. 9,000. We're almost at 9,000. Jake, you remember 3K? Yeah, we're growing, but it would be nice if we could like blow up. I don't know how that happens to YouTube channels, but it does happen. All right, let's take a look. Let's see, I last streamed on Wednesday, so we can do these 4. So again, big shout out to Aaron. Aaron does like almost all the drawings for the channel, just because we don't have a lot of bandwidth for everyone to be able to do everything. All right, so today we put out Spending Spree.
Russia is kill Ukraine. Afraid I'm next. What are you before sellings?
Well, let's see here. We've got M1A2 Abrams tanks, AH-64E Apache attack helicopters, HIMARS multiple rocket launchers, F-35 stealth fighters, and a bunch of missiles, artillery rounds, and small arms. So, what'll it be?
Yes.
So this is a brand new one, our newest one. If you guys aren't familiar with the story, since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February of 2022, Poland has been going on this massive defense buildup. Poland now spends the largest amount of its GDP on defense spending of any NATO member, including the United States. Historically, the U.S. was usually the biggest spender. During the Cold War, U.S. Defense spending was like well in excess of 5 or 6% of GDP. Adam Coriel, you've never been alive. Welcome. So Poland, as of last year, spent 3.9% of their GDP on defense spending. And I don't know if that's going to increase this year, but they have been buying like everything they can, because they are terrified that if Ukraine falls, Russia will be straight on their border, more than they already are, right? Like Poland and Lithuania border Kaliningrad, which is that Russian exclave. It used to be Königsberg, part of Imperial Germany, but was ceded to the Soviet Union and the Russian SFSR back in 1945 when Germany lost World War II. So that's a Russian exclave now. But if Ukraine were to somehow lose the war, then Poland would, be bordering Russia to a much greater extent. And I've shown you guys on a map before. Let me pull it up again. Topographical map of Europe. From Wikipedia. Pull into Photoshop. Alright, let's see if you guys can see this. Okay. Yeah, so remember, mountains and oceans and seas and lakes and rivers, those are good points to make defenses, right? Little geography lesson again. So, you know, we can see this is Kaliningrad, right? That's what I told you about. That's a Russian exclave. So Poland and Lithuania technically border Russia already. And then Belarus is a Russian puppet state, right? So if Ukraine were to fall, then this becomes Poland's border and NATO's external border with Russia, right? Whereas right now, you know, along the current lines, Russia is back like here, right? The most exposed part of NATO's borders are right here, Estonia and Latvia. But of course, this part with Belarus is also troublesome. But let's say Ukraine falls. You have this border right here. This is all flat land. It's very easy to move troops, tanks, trucks, equipment across flat land, right? So Poland does not have good borders. Like, look at how flat Poland is. Look at this. The entire country is flat. Almost all of it, right? This is the great northern European plain. It was thought that if World War III ever broke out in Europe during the Cold War, it would have been fought right here. East Germany, you know, Berlin right in the middle there. And then you have this sort of bottleneck up here because you start getting sort of more mountainous region in central and southern Germany. But this is where West and East Germany met. This is where everybody thought World War III was going to happen. Fortunately, it didn't. So now NATO's borders are here. But Poland needs to have a very powerful military because you have this big bully over here that could very easily invade through all this flat land, right? So they've been buying a ton of military equipment. So going back to Firefox, they are buying M1 Abrams tanks, they're buying AH-64 Apaches, they're buying HIMARS. They bought something like 500 HIMARS launchers. Ukraine has been operating something like between 20 and 40 HIMARS launchers throughout the war, and they've been doing an incredible amount of damage with the HIMARS launchers. So like having 10 times as many as Ukraine would be insane. Poland has also been invaded many times. Yeah, their geography is a primary reason. Yes, Poland has terrible geography, and it's a small and poorer part of Europe than its neighbors. Right? It's sandwiched right in between Germany and Russia, much bigger and historically richer nations. Netherlands is the Kansas of Europe. Oh, so I mentioned that we're making a video about the EU. Hopefully, I can do most of it this weekend. And I make a joke about Netherlands being the Kansas of Europe. So here, we'll watch it one more time because I forget all the different armors. But I put in all the stuff that Poland is buying specifically from the United States.
Russia is kill Ukraine. Afraid I'm next. What are you before sellings?
Well, let's see here. We've got M1A2 Abrams tanks, AH-64E Apache attack helicopters, HIMARS multiple rocket launchers, F-35 stealth fighters, and a bunch of missiles, artillery rounds, and small arms. So, what'll it be?
Yes.
Yeah, so they're also buying F-35s. And F-35s are like the cutting edge of like fighter jet technology, right? So Poland being able to buy F-35s is a pretty big deal because F-35s are more advanced than anything in Russia's arsenal, and it's like not even close, you know? So that's a big deal that Poland is buying F-35s. Only like the closest American allies get to buy F-35s. And then yeah, they're just buying like tons of missiles and artillery and arms and whatever. They're also buying a ton of stuff from South Korea. So Poland is not just buying a ton of American military equipment, they're buying stuff from South Korea. South Korea is becoming a very potent arms exporter. Their arms industry is very big now. So Poland is buying something like 1,000, what are they, K something tanks? What is it? What are they called? K2 Black Panther tanks. Yeah, so Poland's not leaving anything to chance. Poland is becoming like one of the premier land powers in Europe now. Someone asked, I think in last stream, if I thought Germany or Poland would win in a war. Like if modern Germany and modern Poland got in a war today, I would say Poland would probably win. Caesar, how's it going? Can a country over-troop on its army? What do you mean? Like, yeah, I mean, you don't want all infantry, right? You need people who are working logistics. You need an air force. You need, presumably, unless like you're a landlocked country or you don't have any sort of coastline or naval interest, you need a navy. You know that the Polish F-35 are called Hussars? Yeah, the winged Hussars are back. Pretty cool. Poland doesn't need much of a navy because they don't have that much. They don't have like a lot of maritime interests, right? It's basically just the Black Sea, and there are other states around the Black Sea that have a lot of ships and competent navies. The Polish Navy is a very competent, like regional sort of navy, but it's not the kind of navy that needs to be able to operate in like the Pacific or something, you know. Whereas the French and Royal Navies need to, and American Navies, right? All right, let's move on to the next one, because I spent a lot of time talking about Poland.
Stupid Ukraine, you are to destroy my advanced stealth fighter. How can you do?
What am I line again? Sorry, did not knowing it was invisible. Yes, that one. Sorry, and not knowing it was invisible.
So this one was stealth fighter. Last week, Ukraine destroyed the first ever stealth fighter in combat. First 5th generation stealth fighter. Russia has something called the Su-57, the Sukhoi 57. They bill it as being a 5th generation fighter, sort of akin to like an F-22 or a J-20 or an F-35. By all accounts, it's pretty garbage. Like it's good compared to like 4th generation fighters, but it's not a true 5th generation fighter. It's not nearly as stealthy as the F-22, the F-35, or even the J-20. So Ukraine used a drone and destroyed one on the tarmac in Astrakhan, which is in southern Russia near the Caucasus. And they're very expensive. Russia has very few of them. They have, I think, 20 total, and only about 10 of those are operational. The other 10 are prototypes or trainer aircraft, right? And these are supposed to be used for like a potential war against NATO or China or something, right? So the fact that they're losing them to Ukraine is pretty embarrassing. But good for Ukraine taking these out, because each of these are like $20 or $30 million that they're losing. Russia cannot afford to lose these, so it's good that they're losing them.
Give me Canada.
Next one.
No. Give me Canada. No. Give me Alaska. Duh. Why'd you buy Alaska? Now you have me completely surrounded. I just miss my baby brother is all. Think of it like a big hug. No. Give me Canada.
So this was Aaron's idea. This was really clever. I really like this one. And this actually got the biggest juice of any short that we've put out. It got like 15K views within an hour, which is crazy. And then the YouTube algorithm just decides to stop showing stuff to people like whenever. It's so fickle. It's really dumb. But this was great. So invasion of Quebec in 1775 during the Revolutionary War. And then again in 1812.
No. Give me.
The U.S. invaded parts of Canada. Canada was not like a thing until I want to say like early to mid 19th century. It was very much just like British colonies. There was no real independent Canadian identity until later in the 19th century, early 20th century.
Canada. No. Give me Alaska. Duh.
I like portraying Russia here as being slow and stupid. This is one of the dumbest things that Russia has ever done, which is saying something because they've done a lot of dumb things. Alaska was sold to the United States for something like $7 million in 1867 dollars. Let's see how much that is today. It's dirt cheap. Yeah, so the Alaska Purchase, 1867. The U.S. bought Alaska from the Russian Empire for $7.2 million in 1867. That's equivalent to $129 million in 2023. $129 million. Alaska is one of the best things that, one of the best deals any country has ever made in purchasing land. The Louisiana Purchase is probably the single best purchase the U.S. has ever made, but $129 million for Alaska is crazy. Yeah, Alaska is something like a third of the size of the contiguous United States, maybe a little bit more in terms of physical area. Obviously, it's not very populous, but here, let's see. What is Alaska's GDP? In 2023 was $66 billion. That's crazy. All right, and then the next one is our best performing video on the channel now.
America, would you like going to the Swan Lake with me?
You know what? Yes. Yes, I would. I've been meaning to see more of the arts. Wait a second, I thought we were going to the ballet.
Oh no, for to see ballet, Polska is too poor. I'm also like feeds to ducks. America.
I really like this one. I wasn't expecting it to do as well as it's done, because I thought it was a little too niche, but I guess you guys are all history nerds, right? So you understand like the importance of Swan Lake in history, right? Alaska's a budget Nordic. True. It's like Norway, right? Because they've got Alaskans get a like a check sent to them by the state government every year. That's basically a dividend from all the oil. So Swan Lake is a very important piece of art. It's a ballet made by a Russian composer named Tchaikovsky, and history nerds will know that Swan Lake was played on Soviet radio and television whenever there was like a major event happening. So whenever like the Soviet premier died, so like when Andropov died and Chernenko died, they played Swan Lake to announce their deaths on television to the Soviet people. And then most famously, the coup attempt in, what was it? Was it 1991? When was the Soviet coup attempt? Yeah, 1991. August 19th to August 22nd, 1991. Swan Lake was played on TV during, when the military the military did conduct a coup, but it was eventually unsuccessful. And so Swan Lake is also played by, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Ukraine has on several occasions like hacked Russian airwaves and played stuff. So this past week, there were videos from Russians that took videos or whatever of them watching TV, and I guess Ukrainian intelligence or whatever had hacked their radio stations or something, their TV stations, and started playing Swan Lake with like the statistics of how many Russians have been killed in the war. So it was a way of like Ukrainians also trolling the Russian people, saying like you're sending your kids to die in a country that you're trying to take over. And Swan Lake is sort of viewed as like a what's the word? it's like a somber thing in Eastern Europe because it's tied with these like historical events. But it's also a very beautiful ballet. Fantastic score. This is the most famous piece from the ballet. But the joke here is just that Poland is taking it literally. So I really like this stuff that was
Swan Lake
covered.
with me?
You know what? Yes. Yes, I would. I've been meaning to see more of the arts. Wait a second, I thought we were going to the ballet.
Oh no, for to see ballet, Polska is too poor. I'm also like feeds to ducks. America, would you like...
So this is our highest, our most popular video. 30K views today, as of today. The Estonian SSR had access to Finnish TV signals due to how close they were. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, Tchaikovsky also did 1812 Overture. Or I can play that in the background. I think. In 1867, Alexander II of Russia offered Johann II, Prince of Liechtenstein, to purchase Russian Alaska, but he refused as he believed the territory was useless. In fairness, Alaska was useless for a very long time. Another problem is that like you could sell certain pieces of land to certain countries and empires, and they might not make great use of it, whereas other countries would. Like the U.S. has heavily developed basically every territory it's conquered. Or bought or whatever over the past 2.5 centuries, but you could make the argument that like even like metropolitan Russia, like centered between Moscow and St. Petersburg, is not really developed. Like Russia is a country that has basically always failed to live up to its potential. Like it's hit hard in history in various aspects, but not like it hasn't punched above its weight, if that makes sense. Like the United Kingdom, France, Germany, most European powers, Spain, Portugal, they have punched well above their weight throughout history. Right? These are small countries that have made a massive impact on the course of history, right? Russia hasn't really, right? Like the peak of Russian power was under the Soviet Union, but the Soviet Union and Russia are not the same thing, right? The Soviet Union was more than just Russia. Russia was only about half of the Soviet Union's population. Ethnic Russians were maybe like 50%, 52% of the Soviet Union's total population. So even like conflating Russia with the Soviet Union is wrong. What's after this
It
one?
was good movies. But still, I do wonder, why am they spoke English in every universe the movies? It was good
This is an
movie.
old comic of mine. I turned it into a short. I think I showed this to you guys last time I streamed though. But this one didn't really get juiced by the algorithm, so I don't understand. Rule Britannia is a great song too.
America.
Give
All
me
right,
Canada.
let's see.
No.
Let's do global. Let's do travel. Let's do some other things. All right. Shameless request for you guys to like the stream if you haven't done so already. Really appreciate it. We've got a couple. We already have a short for tomorrow uploaded. I'm gonna work on a couple of other ones tonight. Okay, let's do global. So I start with Saudi Arabia, 4,000 kilometers away. No, Nelson. I need to look at your. Yeah, I'll. People put a couple things in Discord. I'll take a look at them. Just give me a second. We'll do global real quick, and then I'll show some stuff that people have drawn. Can I look at the imaginary map you made? Yeah, absolutely. Do Traddle? What's Traddle? Ooh, okay. It seems like geography trivia. Guess which country exports these products? Okay, I like that. We'll do that. We'll do a couple games. This helps me learn my geography too. My geography outside of like East Asia, Southeast Asia, Europe, and North America leaves a lot to be desired. So, Saudi Arabia, 4,000 kilometers. Let's guess Afghanistan. Nope. Okay, so it's probably in Africa or Europe. Let's go Hungary. I guess it's in... It could be North Africa? Hungary is closer, but not by much. Maybe Morocco? Morocco is warmer, yeah. So Morocco, closest border, 0 kilometers. So Algeria? No, Algeria is too big. It'd be like right here. Maybe Mauritania? Yep, Mauritania. Easy. That was pretty good. Only 5 guesses. Let's do travel. Maybe we do some Infinite Craft or something too. So I had to get from Wisconsin to Arizona by hitting as few states as possible. What's immediately south of Wisconsin? Is it Iowa? Oh, that's right, but no, it's Illinois is directly south. So Illinois, Iowa. Is this Montana over here? No. How do I play this? This is travel.earth. So you have, it's Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, probably Nebraska. Is this Colorado? Oh, okay, that was easy. So yeah, 4 corners. For the non-Americans, this is the only place where 4 states border. It's called 4 Corners. It's Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, and Arizona. And there's nothing there. It's just, there's like a little plaque or something on the ground. You can stand in all 4 states at once, but that's it. Okay. World. Burundi to Senegal. You guys are going to have to help me. My African geography is very bad. So, Burundi, or no, Senegal, Mali, I think, right? And then Niger. Oh, I have to get from Burundi to Senegal. Whoops. Okay, Burundi. I don't know what borders Burundi. This is near the African Great Lakes, right? Tanzania, CAR, DRC. Does it matter if you go backwards? I'm not sure actually. But what's next to Niger is Chad, right? Okay, yeah, I'm all right. Yeah. I'm doing all right. South Sudan. Let's go backwards. What's here? What's in between Chad and South Sudan? Sudan is here. But what's here? Is this CAR? I think that's CAR. Yes. Oh, okay. My African geography isn't that bad. What's south of South Sudan? All right, DRC. Oh wow, okay. I didn't need South Sudan. Yeah, you guys have okay. Yeah, you guys were right on the money. Souther Sudan. Yeah, South Sudan wasn't necessary. Let's see. I wouldn't be able to do any of the regions. Oh, maybe Ukraine. I did Ukraine once. Get from Crimea to Kharkiv. Kherson. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that. South Australia is not the most southern Australian state. Okay. Let's show some art people have made. We come back to this topographical map of Europe quite often, but it's important, you know, since you guys are history nerds, flag nerds, geography nerds, whatever, geopolitics nerds, it's important to understand how geography sort of helps determine like the fate of empires and states. It's something that people don't understand as well as they should. It's not something that was really taught in school to me. Not like geography wasn't, history was. It was like Germany and Poland went to war, or France and Germany went to war, and this was the outcome of the war. It resulted in this treaty. Like, well, why did the Treaty of Westphalia exist the way that it did? You know, why did the Treaty of Versailles exist the way that it did, right? Like, what were the conditions of victory or defeat for those countries that influenced those treaties? Why did the countries lose or win in the way that they did, right? Those are important. So I don't know if you guys have had a different experience in school than I did, but like, we didn't look at maps of Europe and see that, you know, like, these mountains were important, you know, that this plain is important. The most like we ever got, from what I remember, is like the UK and Portugal and Spain and France were all able to create, and the Netherlands were able to create these massive empires because they were maritime powers, because they had very good access to the sea. And that's about it, right? Like, yeah. What's the least strategic route in Europe? In what sense? Who are the mentor? If you're asking like what country has the worst position, it's Armenia, and it's not even close. Armenia has the absolute worst geopolitical position in Europe, in the Caucasus, maybe even in the world. Straight up, this is terrible. In Europe proper, Poland and Ukraine and the Baltics have bad geography. They don't have natural borders. And they're situated between massive powers like Russia and Germany, right? Now, Germany obviously is an ally to the Baltic states and Poland, and not quite an ally to Ukraine, right? Like, it's a stretch to call like NATO and the EU and the US and whatever allies of Ukraine, even though like we're feeding intelligence, money, and arms to them. It's not quite an alliance, but you know, Poland and the Baltics don't have to worry about Germany anymore, right? Germany was dusted twice. They're Germany is very much a Western state now. So really, Europe only has to worry about this country. It's just this. Russia is the only country in Europe that's still a problem, right? For other countries. Like Belarus, yeah, it's a dictatorship. It sucks. I feel for the people there. But Belarus isn't going to start a war with Lithuania or Poland, you know? Russia is the only sort of, is the last remaining European power that hasn't sort of learned that you can't just go and conquer territory because you feel like it, you know? All right. Let's show some art. We should do North America. North America geography is overpowered as hell. Your friend has this random map. It has the Soviet Union, Persia, the Greek Empire, steamship routes, and the Gold Coast as a country, Australian Gold Coast. These are the only streams you're actually interested in. I love talking about geography, so geography and geopolitics is, you know, the convergence of geography and politics, right? Like, why is Turkey such an influential country despite not being like the most economically developed or like a nuclear power? It's because its geography is really goddamn good. It's really important, right? You have 3 major civilizations that surround Turkey: Europe, Russia, Middle East. 4 if you want to consider Persia separate from the Middle East, right? Which you should. And it's right in the middle of all of them. And it has this choke point and this choke point, a ton of coastline. And then obviously it's a very rugged terrain. So Turkey is like a very hard country to potentially invade. So Turkey's got great geography. Animation made this. An explanation for not filling in the shading completely. It's called brim lighting and you like drawing it. Okay, gotcha. Right on. This is cool. It's a football player. I like it. What do I think is the best country? There's no answer to that question. There are some countries that are... there are some countries that are better than others in certain respects, but there's no one country that's far and away better than every other country in like every respect, if that makes sense. People also have cultural biases, right? So I grew up in the United States. English is my primary language. It's my native language. I have a cultural bias toward, liberal democracy and sort of the like Western culture, right? But in many ways, culture is subjective. What one culture considers important or valuable is not necessarily what another culture considers valuable, right? Now, that's not to say that I think that there aren't moral absolutes. I do think that there are certain things that some cultures do better than others. I won't really go into it, but generally I'm a fan of liberal democracy. I think, if you were to ask me what my favorite country is or what I think the best country is, no authoritarian country would be in consideration. Even like a soft authoritarian or benevolent authoritarian country like Singapore, the idea that like the people get no say in the structure of their political system, I think is bullshit. So just straight up, that eliminates like a good half of countries on the planet. So it would have to be some kind of Western-styled liberal democracy, So this is very good animation. I really like the colors and the lighting that you do on your balls. Official Moth, what do you think of this profile picture drawing so far? Let's pull that up to download it. This is solid. So Official Moth has been drawing profile pictures, I guess, for people in the chat and Discord. These are really good. Official Moth profile picture drawing. These are great. I love your art style. I think it's fantastic. The Prussia you drew is very detailed. The Pickelhaube as well. The glasses are great. Eye patch is great. Trying to see if I can recognize all these people. This is Youngblood, Prussian Media, Sunny, Sphinxen, Pyro, Fredfish, or New Zealand Ball or whatever, Conrad, Pete, Marble Sphere, Jacob, No Name. Is this Pillow Fluff? Tex-Mex? Is it Tex-Mex or Mex-Tex? Can I check Lana's banner? It's Lana 505. Oh yeah, okay. So Lana made this. Saidi, students are cheating on our final exams. You have to stop this. But how? Firstly, Anna will take every phone, PC, tablet, fridge, microwaving, paper, TV. Then I will put policemen and teachers to watching every student, and the only thing you're gonna say is every move is of cheat. And lastly, I have killed internet. This is really good. I like this. For those of you who may not remember, Lana told us that in Algeria during finals, the government turns off the internet for certain times of the day so that students can't cheat. Well, at least they can't use the internet to cheat. But people who cheat find a way to cheat. The random user, your top 5 favorite countries: Spain, Norway, Germany, Poland, Switzerland. That's a strange mix. Why Poland? Poland is the odd one out there. Like, I've been to Poland and I love Poland, but I don't know that I would put it in the same tier as like Norway, you know? Jacob, yeah, your art has improved. Absolutely. The exam ended already? Okay, good. Summer, baby. Marble Sphere, review your Sulcan Pan drawing. It's J-Pan with cat ears. I like it. Your account is used by 2 people. You, who likes Polandball, and your friend who likes Country Humans. Country Humans are so weird. And then Marble Sphere made 2 Discord role icons. And then Malik has some stuff. Let's pull these up. Chat mod role icon. So you with the banhammer. That's funny. I like this. This is good. Poland baller role icon. I like this. Poland with an upvote. Very cool. You guys are super creative. Malik drew a couple things. He drew this. He or she. Polska into Burger. Je is français. I'm drunk and high on drugs. Relatable. You're going to Brazil. Le Pen. Venice. Paul. Chile. I 2 Chiles here. 2 Singapores. England, Scotland. I like this. And then Malik was also doing profile pictures, I think. These are good. I would clean this up, though, on Conrad's ball. Same on Marble Sphere. And then profile picture 2. Yeah, these are good, too. Lots of hats. You guys like hats on your balls. Good stuff. World topographical map. Maybe we can do some more geography lessons. It's super hot today. Topographical map world. I want a poster. Oh, this one might be okay. No. I should get like a whiteboard so I can draw on it, you know? I like streams that did that, or that do that. I can't find a good topographical map that also has state borders. Nelson drew a comic. Let's pull it up. 1916. It's like World War One. You've got Russia, Austria. It should be Austria-Hungary, not just Austria. Germany, UK, Switzerland. It's missing France. France was the primary Allied combatant in World War One. It's important to remember to include France. Like, of the Allied powers in World War One, France was easily the most important. And like, it's not even close. World War II, we got Soviet Union. We've got the flag on Italy looks wrong. Those colors look wrong. You might want to fix that. And then Austria. Is this Austria? Austria was annexed by Germany. So it would be just Germany. I should put Japan there or something instead. US, UK. Don't use line tool. Like on Switzerland, you use line tool for the plus sign. You can get rid of that. Draw by hand. 1991, Yugoslavia, collapsing. Switzerland watching TV. Switzerland's becoming less neutral. I see where you went with this comic. It's a good idea. Same thing here. It looks like you took the flag and then you like drew over it to make it look like you drew the plus sign itself. I notice a lot of you guys try and sort of get around the rules by like using circle tool or line tool and then drawing over it, but it's still very easy for like, if I can tell, then the mods can tell. Like this is very obvious that you use line tool or you copy and pasted the flag and drew over it. Just take the time and draw it like freehand. It doesn't have to look perfect. Whoops. Do a quick Switzerland. Like the comic is gonna look better if you draw it by hand. I promise you. It doesn't take a lot of time, and it will prevent you from. Here, let's do the cross. It'll make it less likely for your comics to be rejected, and they'll just look better. Like the charm in Polandball is that the balls look bad, you know? It's very easy to make like a perfect sphere and a perfect lines, but it doesn't look good. That's not what Polandball is all about. There. Just take the time to draw it. It's worth the extra few minutes it takes to do it. It shouldn't even take minutes, right? Like I drew this in 30 seconds. But otherwise, I do like the comic. It's good. Youngblood, can I review your art and your imaginary map? Did you make an imaginary map? Oh, okay, I found your map. Is this made in Minecraft or something? Let's pull this up. So Youngblood made this. Oh, there's no music playing. I forgot I was playing 1812 Overture. Let's do... I have no idea what these songs are. I'm not actually listening. This is Worldbox? What's Worldbox? It's the best sandbox god simulator game. Is this free? It's on Steam and the App Store. Oh, it's $20. What do? You just like make worlds? Let's take a look. Oh, okay. Zoom in. It doesn't really show us much. So, Youngblood, you're gonna have to help me out here. I don't quite understand what I'm looking at. The Palestinian Hello Kitty. If it's not too much trouble, can I add you to the chat family tree? Absolutely. I'll put you on the list. I haven't drawn profile pictures in a while. I should get back to that. Let me add you, though. You know, there's something about having a username, the Palestinian Hello Kitty. It's just, this is like a really strange microcosm of like human civilization, that you could name yourself the Palestinian and then Hello Kitty is like a Japanese export, cultural export. We're on YouTube, which is an American website platform, talking about geography, like these silly little country balls, you know? It's very like... it's a very strange world we live in, you know, where like people that are living on opposite sides of the planet have very little in common otherwise, like can still find commonality in a community like this. I think that's really cool. On mobile, it's free. Okay, I'll take a look at that. What did we draw last time? I think this is my favorite one, King Emoticon. I should have spent more time on the crown. It's a cool fantasy flag that he made. I don't know if he's in he or she's in chat. Netherlands ball. I love doing the sunglasses, the orange sunglasses. Oh, I'm curious. We're gonna do a poll. Which Dutch flag do you prefer? The current Dutch flag or the orange one? Get them real quick. We'll put them on screen and you guys can vote. So this is the current Dutch flag. And then this was the old one. Like the flag of the, what was it, the Kingdom of the United Kingdom of the Netherlands or something? Or the Dutch Republic. The Prince's flag. Oh, okay. So now that I'm reading about this, the Prince's flag is now used by primarily far-right activists in the Netherlands. But, alright, I'm curious. Alright, I'm not gonna... Michigan's naval artist. Have I drawn your profile? I have not. I haven't drawn profile pictures in like a couple weeks. Alright, what do you guys think? So the modern Dutch flag on the left, the older one on the right. Netherlands ball. The problem with Prinsenflaggen is that it was abandoned by the Dutch because of orange dye. It's hard to come by. Then a fascist political group used Prinsenflaggen. Yeah, when I was reading the Wikipedia entry, this is used by far-right groups now, which is unfortunate. But I do think the one on the right is a better flag. Manny, the new one, the blue and the orange are both bright and fight for your eyes. That's fair, but there aren't many, there are so many flags out there that use red, white, and blue. The one on the right is more iconic, I think. I prefer the one on the right. Seems like Chad agrees. 70-30. Okay. Yeah, so I don't understand how this game works, but this looks cool. It looks like there's a lot more land than sea, though. which is hard for me to sort of understand, you know, because like when I think of alien worlds or whatever, like fictional worlds, I still think of them as being Earth-like in the sense that it's mostly water. It's the limit of the world size, but those are the nations. Oh, okay, so these are borders. All right, so this should be conquered by. It looks like this is the more settled part, the more developed part of the island. So they should probably conquer the rest of the island, right? It's not common for an island to be split among several different states. Generally, there's one bigger group, and they'll conquer the other one, right? Like England basically conquered Great Britain. This looks like it was modeled after Mexico. Kind of looks like Mexico, right? And then the Yucatan would have been up here. This seems like it'd be a difficult state to defend. Island, great. Islands are easy to defend, but then they have part on the mainland. Like they have this nice peninsula. It looks like a peninsula, which is cool. But this seems like it'd be hard to defend. Same as this one. It looks like there's some kind of canal or something that runs between the state, and you've got a bigger power here. This looks like the biggest power, right? And another power here. So unless this is like a buffer state between these two states, this seems like this state shouldn't exist. It should sort of just be split, you know? This looks like it's mostly island, so that makes sense as one state. Who has the best geography here? Is all of this purple the same state? The land is randomly generated, you make the land yourself? You can make the land yourself. It's a buffer. Okay, so this is a buffer state up here. Gotcha. This looks a little. This reminds me of both, like Mexico here, right? But this also reminds me of Anatolia. Earth SOSC, you put art in the channel. Is it the South America family portrait? This is cute. I like it. I like that Brazil is just like overwhelmingly large by South American standards, you know? It's the elephant in the room, right? This is cool. I like this. This is very classic Polandball, you know? Guess I'll tell. Can I look at some pictures you made for a fictional nation? Yeah. What else have you got here? The Republic of Frega. Frega? This is really cool. This is like... You guys should bully Aaron into... doing another fantasy map stream. I really enjoyed watching him do that. Maybe not, because I already bully him to make a lot of art. Well, bully him, but just tell him I didn't do it. It wasn't me. So, Guess I'll Tell made this fantasy map, Republic of Frega. This is cool. So, you've got... That's presumably a volcanic island, right? You've got a mountain here. You've got a mountain here. Volcano. One river. Doesn't quite bisect the island. And then you've got a bay here. Another good bay here. This is a large bay. Same here. Small little peninsula there. Presumably another bay there. But this looks a little bit rockier, this one, than the other bays. This is cool. And then you have... Oh, you expanded it. Okay. Kreva Island, Bjorn Island, Poco Island, Riga Island, Veronica Island. Icebergs, rivers, mountains, ice, special zone, city, town, national park. Fukushima exclusion zone. Is this like modeled after Fukushima? New Tokyo, Port Morrison. Stanley, like Falkland Islands. Big Iron National Park. Mount Edelweiss. Katsina. Agua Fria. This is like a mishmash of different cultures and references to a bunch of different places on Earth. Sinatra, Maudsley, Yister, Equium, Sazate. This is really cool. I like this. Animation, welcome back. By bully him, you mean lock him in the basement? Yes. Send it here into floor 279 to St. Nicholas. Do I want the tiny article for Fukushima? Yes, sure. So this is what I drew last stream, I think. Oh, damn. Animation made this. Or no, sorry, not animation. No Name made this. This is super cool. Gaze into his eyes. Hi, I'm E. coli. This is so cool. I love this. Thank you. I hate drawing my own profile picture just because it's annoying to do the what's it called, like the faceplate, the I forget what it's called, the on the helmet, the face shield. This is cool. I like how you did the eyes, the laser eyes. Guess I'll tell. Okay, we've got some lore for Guest I'll Tell's island. The special exclusion zone. It won't let me pull it up, but I can read it. Fukushima. Let's go back to his drawing. We've got some lore for Guest I'll Tell's fictional island here. Fukushima exclusion zone. Fukushima state of emergency. As of writing this, the Republic of Riga has declared a state of emergency following a 7.4 magnitude earthquake on Sunday, April 14th. In the aftermath of a 16-meter high tsunami that struck the southwest coast of Kreva Island, Fukushima nuclear power plant suffered a meltdown in reactor number 3 and 2. The earthquake was able to break the coolant pump alongside the power supply. Without a functioning system for controlling the reactors, it resulted in an explosion. This resulted in the worst disaster in Frege history. Estimates suggest that the blast triggered another earthquake at a magnitude of 2.3. The only road to the plant has been washed into the ocean by the tsunami, which has halted any progress for first responders. Only a small number of evac missions have been carried out by the Coast Guard due to bad weather. Any other attempts have been futile. With the disaster, the town of Fukushima has been evacuated along with the entire Jakoti province. We have received aid from numerous international relief organizations and nations. Estimates show that around 12,300 have either died or been hospitalized from radiation poisoning. In total, the tsunami has killed over 25,000 people, with the Fukushima disaster accounting for 49% of fatalities. Folke Grauda, Stanley Institute of Foreign Affairs. Damn. You went hard into the fictional lore. I like it. Yeah, this seems like a pretty obvious reference to Fukushima. What do I think a greater Kyrgyzstan would look like? Greater Kyrgyzstan. Xbox flag. They would have to name it Kyrgyzstan 360 or something, or Kyrgyzstan 1. Kyrgyzstan Series X. And remake their flag. You also included a flag? Yeah, well, let me pull up the flag. It's a weird file type. I don't know. It won't let me open it. It's a .jfif. Prussian media review your art. CHCH. It's got some art. Prussian media, where'd you put your stuff? Oh, I think I found it. Stop motion Dan, you also had something. Your Balsona. Okay, let's pull all of these up. Malik made this. Polandball stream, and then stream subject. So I'll probably use this as a future thumbnail for a stream. So thank you, Malik. I just haven't used it yet. Sometimes I'm lazy and I just reuse the old stream thumbnail just because it's one click on YouTube Studio. CHCH made this, work in progress. Alaska with the Yushanka, and then all right, we're gonna hijack your art. Who should we draw here? What should this country or state be on the left? Yukon, Russia, Hawaii. You were planning on Hawaii? Okay, I'll let you do Hawaii then. Kyrgyzstan? Falconian Empire. Ronald Reagan riding a velociraptor. What's the Yukon's flag? Oh, that's super ugly. No, I don't want to draw that. Maybe I can make it a fantasy flag. You know what would be cool? Let's do reverse Japan. Eh. Yeah, you're right. It's getting a little bit too... it looks a little bit too close to the Nazi flag. What if we did reverse Palau? That's not bad. Yeah, reverse Japan looks too much like No Germany. I like that name for Nazi Germany, No Germany. Seven accounts banned. Can I review your art? I showed it already. The profile picture. Or the gaze into his eyes. I showed this. I'll pull it up one more time. This is cool. It's very well done. I like it. I like your art style. I like the way you do the sunglasses. This is great. Yeah, see, I had it open already. Reverse Palau. I don't know actually. There aren't many flags that are like just yellow, you know. Reverse Russia. No Germany is a true term. Oh, is it? We could do reverse Bangladesh. That's not bad. Reverse Russia is basically Serbia without their coat of arms. Add Venice-style tentacles in green. I think Venice being sort of a one-off is nice. Maldives but no square crescent, yeah. Prussian media, can I review your art? Oh, yeah. This. Prussian media was doing profile pictures as well. This is good. Prussian media, the pink and purple wings, that's cool. Le Pen, Conrad, Anvita, Poland, Marble Sphere. I don't know what this is. It's supposed to be Ohio with the US flag. And is that Jacob killing Ohio? That makes sense. This is cool. I like this. Well done. Very cartoony. I'm a big fan. Reverse Palau isn't that bad. What if we did... Fascist Palau somehow? Nah. Palau's got a great flag. Fredfish, can I check out your Bolsona? Youngblood, Revenge of the Gods. Is this San Marino? Like Chaos San Marino. I can't pull these up, Fredfish, because they're WEBP files. They're not JPEGs or PNGs. But I can't pull this up. Youngblood made this. This is San Marino. What? This is Italy, France, and is this maybe Austria? San Marinoan Empire. Opinion on the flag of South Savo, Finland. I'll pull it up. We'll ask chat about this, because I don't know how I feel about it. This is the flag of South Savo in Finland. I think this, I'm not going to say it yet. What do you guys think about this one? Flag of the Finnish Air Force. Doesn't the flag of the Finnish Air Force, or it used to have a swastika on it, right? There's no way it does today. Yeah, they replaced the swastika with a bird, so yeah, it's better. You guys like this? I'm not sure I like this. I think black and yellow and white work well together. I think it would look better like this. I should redesign each state flag. I did that actually like 12 years ago, and I posted it to Reddit. A lot of them were bad. I basically just removed the text from a lot of the from a lot of the fields. And I just simplified them. Most of them aren't good, though. A lot of them just need straight up complete redesigns. Yeah, I would say that this, I would say, is a low B tier. I think getting rid of this black line here pulls it up like maybe half a tier. Nona Nelson, thanks for joining. Have a good night. Please be so kind as to drop a like on the stream before you guys leave. Would appreciate it. If Tuvalu ever sinks, its design should become like those old TVs from the 80s because of the .tv domain. What do you mean it's... Oh, you mean like a static flag? Earth SOSC, thanks for joining. Have an enjoyable Friday evening or night or Saturday morning, wherever you are in the world. Most US flags are just their coat of arms on a blue background. Yeah, they're garbage. Stop motion Dan, want to hear a fact about you that pretty much no one knows except for Prussia, Conrad, and Jacob? I don't need to know anything personal about you guys. I prefer if you don't tell me stuff like that. But this is good. CHCH, I like this. The slight shading in the eyes, if you guys can see it. That's good. I like it. Okay. What can we do? We were going to try this game. Someone said try Traddle? Guess which country exports these products. So... there's no way I'm going to know like any of these, but I can tell you now that like this is all of these exports are basically raw materials. So this is a developing country, or at least developed country. So this is probably somewhere in sub-Saharan Africa. If I had to guess, maybe North Africa. Oh, I have to choose one of these? Oh, no, that's just... oh, yeah, it's one of these 5. Okay, so it's... this looks a little bit too diverse for Afghanistan. Anguilla is too small of a territory, as are Antigua and Barbuda. Is this UAE? This might be UAE. Because you have... it can't be Afghanistan because you have fish. There's like... This is all seafood, right? And Afghanistan is landlocked. Antigua and Barbuda, UAE, and Anguilla. I think this has to be UAE. Because the UAE has coast, right? And it's a petro-state. And presumably they could find gold and ground nuts and stuff, phosphoric acid. Mr. Goober, can I rate this thing before you have to go? Yeah, let me pull it up real quick. Mr. Goober made this. Is this based on an African flag? This reminds me of, I can't remember which one, but I do like it. The green and the red remind me, and then because they're diagonal, that reminds me of an African flag, and then the white with like these crosses or these plus signs, whatever, reminds me of Georgia. It's an interesting matchup. Mashup. This is cool. I like it. I like the orange background. All right. So I think this has to be UAE. No, not Andorra. Because Andorra is also landlocked, so they presumably wouldn't have seafood. And there's no way Afghanistan... Okay, total exports are 6.2 billion, though. That's not a lot. Maybe this is Afghanistan. $6.2 billion in exports is like nothing. Maybe it's Antigua and Barbuda. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to guess that. No. 5,000 kilometers away. So yeah, I guess it's UAE. No. Wait. Oh, okay. Wait. Who suggests you don't have to pick those 5? Okay, it tells you if the country is close to it when you pick those 5. Morocco? It's close, 2,000 kilometers. Chad? No. Maybe like Egypt or Lebanon or something? No. Egypt would have more larger exports than this. Maybe it's Lebanon. No, Lebanon's not close. Morocco and Antigua. Okay, so it seems like it's... Where would this be? Maybe, is it somewhere in Europe? Or it's somewhere in Europe or Africa, right? If Morocco is 2,000 kilometers away, Chad is 3,500 kilometers away, it has to be Europe, right? Or maybe it's like southwest of West Africa. So like, no, not Algeria, because Algeria borders Morocco, so it'd be like right next to it. Is it a Balkan state? No, because Chad would be closer than Morocco. Actually, would it? The arrow points in the direction of the answer. Oh, okay. Yeah, so this is like Southwest Africa. Southwest of Western Africa, so it's like Guinea-Bissau or something. Let me see. Zoom in, Google Maps. Like Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, Togo, Benin, Liberia, Guinea. Let's try Guinea. Unknown country, what do you mean? Close. It was Senegal. Okay, so I understand now. Try again next time. Oh, is it only one per day? Let's play pick 5. Guess the top 5 exports given a product in this new daily challenge. Guess the 5 countries that export the most electric batteries. How am I supposed to know this? Electric batteries? So the electric battery is the finished product, right? Like, this isn't a trick question. It's not asking me, like, lithium or something, right? Indonesia? Is Indonesia one of them? I'd be surprised. Is it? 237 million? No. China? Yeah, China would make sense. Like South Korea, maybe? Or Japan? Let's try Japan. No. I don't think the US would be on here. I don't think the US is a major battery exporter. Indonesia's lithium. Yeah, so these are batteries, so it's presumably the finished product. So it's not going to be like, a lot of lithium is mined in like South America and Africa, but they wouldn't necessarily assemble that into batteries there. France does have a large manufacturing industry, or large manufacturing base. Like they produce a lot of cars and airplanes and spacecraft and stuff like that. Youngblood, thanks for joining. Make sure to drop a like on the stream. Cambodia? I could see maybe Vietnam or South Korea. Let's try Vietnam. No, not really. South Korea? I'm curious. I don't know. Okay, South Korea was up there. So, oh yeah, okay. So South Korea was number 2. China, South Korea, Poland, Germany, Hungary. I never would have guessed Poland, Germany, or Hungary. What other games do they have here? Trivia. Discover your expertise in the world of trade. 5 questions, 2 needed to advance. In 2020, what was Ecuador's top export? This is a question for No Name. 7 accounts banned. Are you still in the chat? Cars, bananas, processed fish, or cut flowers? It's not cars. There's no way it's cars. I want to say it's A or B. What do you guys think? Or I can just ask the audience. Cut flowers, processed fish, cars, or bananas? Oh, it's timed. Okay, well, I guess it was bananas. So much for that poll. Most of you would have gotten it wrong. Ecuador is known for bananas? Okay. Who's the world's top exporter of beer? UK, Germany, Mexico, or United States? I want to say this is the United States. It's either US or Germany. I would guess US. Okay, it was Mexico. Mexico exported over $5.1 billion worth of beer to the rest of the world in 2019, more than twice the amount exported by the second largest beer exporter, Belgium. Okay. I thought Germany was too obvious of an answer. In 2019, what country was the top exporter by value of ice cream? If this isn't the United States, I'm going to be mad. You guys know that in World War II, the United States had several barges in the Pacific Theater that were dedicated to making ice cream for the Navy and Marines? If this isn't the United States, I'm going to be mad. Oh, God. It's France. France exported $500 million worth of ice cream. Okay. I'm 0 for 3. Who exported the most metric tons of tea in 2019? India, Sri Lanka, Canada, or Kenya? So the obvious answer is India, right? But then it's going to be some bullshit like, oh no, it's actually Kenya. Ah, see? Oh my god. In 2019, total world trade was, it wasn't 32 trillion. I think it was 12 or 18. 18. Okay, I got one right. So yeah, Kenya is the top tea exporter. Round 1 failed. Game over. Connect trade. Group each country's exports. Explosive ammunition. How do I group them? What do I click to group? Each country's exploits. I don't understand. Find groups of 4 items that share something in common. Select 4 products, tap submit to check if the guess corresponds to the top 4 exports of that country. Find the groups without making 6 mistakes. Today is not the deadline for the contest. Tomorrow. Contest is at 10 a.m. tomorrow. I don't understand how I'm supposed to select. Oh, okay. I'm supposed to select, I think, 4 exports, and then, like, if those are right, it'll automatically tag one of these countries, right? So, aircraft parts, probably United States, right? Planes, helicopters, and/or spacecraft. Probably poultry meat, and then medical instruments. I think medical instruments is probably UK. I'm trying to do US right now. Poultry, aircraft, planes and spacecraft, explosive ammo. Yeah, that would make sense. No. Probably not poultry meat. Corn. Corn would make sense for US. Okay, so corn and planes together are US. Two other things here. Coke? Yeah, that would make sense. Is it like Coca-Cola, or is it Coke as in like the byproduct from the fuel or whatever? Gas turbine? Aluminum oxide? I don't think the US exports a lot of raw materials. I think we use most of it ourselves. Maybe plastic building materials? And gas turbines? Nope. How many attempts do I get? I had 3 more attempts. Rolled tobacco? Oh, US grows a lot of soybeans. Maybe we export soybeans. Okay, yeah, I got US. I figured medical instruments was probably UK, but I guess that makes sense for the US. Godzilla, thanks for joining. Okay. So, gas turbines and aircraft parts is another country. So this is probably the UK. Gas turbine, aircraft parts. Hard liquor would make sense for the UK. Would it? Not Coke. Do they grow a lot of chickens in UK? I don't know. I don't know what iron cloth is. Let's try this. Okay, I'm close. It's not this, it's not this, it's not this. It's probably not tobacco. Footwear, aluminum oxide. Explosive ammunition. Nope. Oh, I shouldn't have guessed that. It's blue. What are you doing? Let's try this. Nope. Got it all wrong. Rip. Oh well. Okay. Let me pull up the rules for this. Oh, Dan, I wanted to show this. Hold on. Dan wanted me to show his art. I think this is Dan's art. Profile picture. This is good. I like your fantasy flag. You have a black line separating the colors on the flag, though. Get rid of that, and it'll be good. Ooh, we got a thunderstorm. All right. I wanted to pull up the rules for the contest for tomorrow. So the contest for tomorrow is to draw a winter-themed art piece. 1 entry per person. Collaborations count as each person's entry, but they are allowed. Normal Polandball rules apply. So if you're not a currently approved submitter to the Polandball subreddit, consider this good practice, because if you can't follow the rules for one panel, then you're probably going to get a comic rejected from the subreddit. And submit your entry. We made a new channel, contest entry channel, where there's a 1 hour cooldown for you to be able to type in there. So it's easier for me to collect all of the drawings if people submit them in the contest entries channel in Discord. So put them there instead. And then tomorrow at 10 a.m. we will do the contest. So I unfortunately have other things that I have to get to today, but this was fun. I wanted to say hi to you guys before I did other stuff tonight. So I'm going to call it there. Again, tomorrow morning, U.S. Eastern Time, 10 a.m., we'll do the art contest. So in about 15 hours from now, will be next stream. So I will see you guys then. Have a good morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are in the world. I will see you in 15 hours. Take care.